King of Kings, Lord of Lords, the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, and the elect of God. These were the exalted titles given to Rastafari Makonnen when he was crowned His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie I, Emperor of Ethiopia, on November 2nd, 1930. As sovereign of a civilization that had endured for over 3 millennia, the newly crowned emperor emerged as a beacon of African pride and independence, especially in a time when nearly every other indigenous African kingdom had succumbed to European colonial rule. Over the course of his 44-year reign, Haile Selassie would be viewed in vastly different ways. To some, he was a harsh autocrat and imperialist. To others, a symbol of liberation and resistance. Some saw him as aloof and self-serving, while for others, he was divine, an illiterate messiah, a living God. While contradictions are common to the lives of great leaders, few embodied such extremes as Ethiopia's last emperor. There's a well-known Ethiopian folktale about Ras Makonnen, Tafari's father and governor of Harar. One day he was visited by a hermit bearing a prophecy. Ras Makonnen, though a hero of the decisive Battle of Adwa, where Ethiopian forces defeated Italian invaders, was deeply troubled. His wife had suffered multiple miscarriages and was losing hope. According to the tale, the hermit delivered this message. "This time the child your wife carries will live and thrive. He will grow into a fine young man, rise to rule Ethiopia, and lead with strength. He will bring glory to the nation and spread its name across the world. But in the end, he will destroy everything he builds, leaving the land in ruins." Whether this event truly occurred is unclear, but like many stories surrounding Haile Selassie, the legend captures the essence of his complex legacy. Born into nobility in eastern Ethiopia, Tafari Makonnen was surrounded by privilege. Through his mother's lineage, he claimed descent from the Solomonic dynasty, said to trace back to 980 BCE. According to the Kebra Nagast, the ancient Ethiopian epic, this dynasty began when Queen Makeda of Sheba journeyed to meet King Solomon of Israel, bore him a son, Menelik I, and founded a royal bloodline that ruled Ethiopia for centuries. Despite his noble heritage, Tafari's early life was marked by hardship. He lost both parents young and was taken in by his cousin, Emperor Menelik II. Growing up in the imperial court, he received an elite education and developed a political savvy that would become his hallmark. Short in stature, just over 5 feet tall, Tafari made up for it with charisma and ambition. At 13, he was appointed titular governor of Salale. By 18, he was ruling Harar, and at just 24, he was named imperial regent, the most powerful position in the land short of emperor. His rise, however, was shaped not only by talent but by circumstance. Around this time, Emperor Menelik II fell gravely ill. The throne was left to either his grandson Lige Iyasu or his daughter Zuditu. Though Menelik chose Iyasu, his youth required a regent. When the first regent died suddenly, Iyasu took control himself at just 14, angering Ethiopia's elite. The court refused to officially announce Menelik's death for 3 years, buying time to plot against Iyasu. In 1916, he was accused of converting to Islam and was overthrown for apostasy and treason. His aunt Zuditu was crowned empress, and Tafari Makonnen became regent and heir. For 14 years, Ethiopia was racked by political struggle. Loyalists tried to restore Iyasu. Zuditu and Tafari clashed over reform and tradition. Yet through skill and maneuvering, Tafari prevailed. He was crowned king in 1928, and upon Zuditu's death in 1930, was declared Nagusa Nagast, King of Kings. From that day, he was known as His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie I. But far from Ethiopia's borders, his coronation sparked something unexpected, a spiritual awakening. In Jamaica, a small British colony plagued by racism and poverty, many black people saw Selassie's rise as a sign of divine redemption. Guided by the teachings of Marcus Garvey, who urged followers to look to Africa, where a black king shall be crowned, a new religion emerged, Rastafarianism. With a Bible in one hand and a copy of National Geographic's 1931 issue in the other, featuring Selassie's coronation, preachers like Leonard Howell declared him the living God. Howell rejected British colonialism and urged Jamaicans to see themselves not as subjects of the crown, but as Ethiopians destined for repatriation to Zion. Africa. Thousands embraced the vision. The thousands reproduced Selassie's portraits, used as symbolic passports to a promised land they had never seen. But the Ethiopia of their dreams, a land of peace and majesty, was far from reality. Despite its ancient Christian roots and imperial grandeur, Ethiopia in 1930 remained a feudal society. A small elite, emperors, nobles, and clergy, held near total control, while millions of peasants lived in poverty. Technological advancement lagged. Outside of Addis Ababa, there were few roads, phones, or electric lines. Even slavery remained a reality, despite attempts to abolish it. As many as 2 million Ethiopians were believed to be in servitude when Selassie was crowned. The empire's internal rivalries often disrupted daily life. Factional disputes among nobles had real consequences for the common people. While Rastafarians continued to revere him, Selassie's true test of divinity came in 1935, when fascist Italy, under Benito Mussolini, launched a brutal invasion. Rome, Mussolini declares war. The Italian army marches on Ethiopia. The emperor calls for global support against this unprovoked aggression. Haile Selassie was forced to flee into exile, turning to the League of Nations for help, pleading with the world to stand against fascism. If you found the story of Emperor Haile Selassie as fascinating and complex as we did, from divine prophecy and royal intrigue to global influence and spiritual awakening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Tap the notification bell so you never miss an episode exploring the untold histories that shaped our world. And tell us in the comments, was Haile Selassie a liberator, a legend, or a contradiction? Join the conversation. History is not just in the past, it's alive with us today.